Hey YouTube, Joshua the Window Cleaner here with another giveaway night. Here we are again on Friday night. I hope y'all had a great week. I'm just going to kind of explain what to do and how to win on here just to kind of clear the record for you. If you're new on the show, thank you, welcome. But if you win, so all we're asking to do, if you win, so Window Magic Supply, if you win a tool from here, if you've already won a tool, please send me a picture of that to my email, joshuathewindowcleaner@gmail.com. And that helps them out. And then if you win something, or if you've already won something from Window Cleaning Resource, windowcleaner.com, then please go on windowcleaner.com and leave them a review on the tool that you've used. Now, how do you win? So throughout the topics tonight, I'm going to slide in a prize wheel for you, and there'll be a question right above the prize wheel. So it'd be the first, second, or third, whichever one that we decide tonight will be the one who wins. So you just answer that as quick as possible. And everybody sometimes will answer at the same time, but it's whichever one we all see in the feed first, or second, or third, whichever one we decide. So that's how you win and what to do. Tonight we have a special guest, Chris. He's a partner of windowcleaner.com. As requested, we have gotten the request to have Chris on the show, so I'm really thankful that we have him on the show. So Chris, if you could just tell us what partner of WCR means and where you are located.
Hey man. Partner in my capacity would mean 50% owner. I do window cleaning resource with my brother Alex, and we're headquartered in New York, New Jersey area.
Sweet. So I'm sure a lot of you know that they're already in New York, but if you didn't, that's great information. And we're going to kind of go over some really cool information, a little bit on your story and stuff. So I'm really looking forward to what your answers are, because I don't know these answers either. So this is going to be a really cool show, I think. And I really hope that that it helps you out as well a little bit, because a lot of people don't know who you are. I know they see you in pro window cleaning and things like that, so maybe this will kind of shed some light on a little bit of your story and how you got started. So before we do that though, I want to make sure that we go ahead and do the Window Magic Supply spin wheel. So we're going to do that spin wheel right now, and then right after that we're going to jump straight into the topics. So here we go. Alright, congratulations whoever you are. You have won the Unger holster from Window Magic Supply. So just make sure to take a picture of that, maybe on your belt or something like that. Send it to us so we can send it to Window Magic Supply. So congratulations whoever you are. Chris, which one are we going to choose? Is it going to be the first person to answer that correctly, the second person, third person? Which one? Second person. So if you were the second person out there to answer that question correctly, then you have won the holster. Congratulations. please right now write down to email me after the show, or you can email me right now. I really don't care. You can go do that right now. Email me at joshuathewindowcleaner@gmail.com. Tell me what you want and your address so that I can get that shipped out for you next week. All right. So the first question I have to ask you tonight, Chris, is actually like a four-part question. And these questions were from Sean Weatherly, and he is a regular on the show. Normally Sean's the first one on the show at like 6:30, and he has everybody talking, and he's just a regular on here. And so I'm really glad that you were able to spend this time on here. So his first question was, how did you get into window cleaning? But then he also asked a few more questions. So he says, where was your business located? How long did you work in the field? And what was the makeup of your company? So I'll give you the floor for a little bit, maybe explain a little bit of that to us.
Sure. I got into window cleaning because no other career choices would have me. I suppose was destined to be self-employed. I'd pretty much gotten fired from every job I ever had. And after working at a window cleaning company back in 1998, I got fired for working too slow. And over the next couple of months, I thought about that business quite a bit and decided to try it out on my own. So I got myself $90 worth of tools and got to work. Yeah, that's essentially how it started. The business was headquartered in northern New Jersey. If you look at a map of New Jersey, it's the very northern tip. It's a pretty great area for a window cleaning business. There's not a ton of competition, and it happens to be a very high income level because of our proximity to New York City. We're only about an hour away from the bridge going in, and I started that in 1999 until I sold it in 2013. The makeup of the business was primarily residential, but we did have 80 different commercial routes that got done on a monthly basis, a couple thousand accounts that were signed to storefront contracts. And when I sold the business in 2013, I actually split it in half, and one guy bought the residential portion and another guy bought the storefront portion. I feel like I missed one. Oh, I was in the field for probably about 4.5, 5 years.
I'm sorry, I muted my mic for a second. I messed that up. But anyways, so the next question was, what was the reason for starting a window cleaning resource and supply company?
Well, running my window cleaning business, for the 13, 14 years there, I got to buy all different vendors that sold stuff. There really isn't that many of them, 6 or 7 really, and I wasn't satisfied with them. We'd call up and ask a question about a new product, and they didn't really have any information or didn't know how to explain the ins and outs of the window cleaning products all that well. So Alex and I just talked about it a lot, and we were sort of getting interested in internet-related things and e-commerce at that point, and we just thought we could do it better than the 6 or 7 people that were currently doing it, and saw more potential for growth, really.
Yeah, no, I can definitely say that I have tried just about all of the window cleaning places to buy, and I have always seen y'all's name from the very beginning, and I was like, why is everybody so all about WCR? But
Right.
it wasn't until I really like started buying my stuff from you guys and seeing like, man, it was like everything was packaged right. If I had any problems, y'all took care of it right away. I mean, I've spent a lot of money like with y'all because of that reason though. Like I make sure that like I want the best and I don't care if I have to pay more. And I used to like when I first started my business, I was very frugal. I made sure to go to every company. But what I realized, I'm spending a lot of time doing all that. So, I'm saving pennies and pinching pennies, but then when I have an issue with the product, oh, sorry, or, like it's just not the best business to do business with. And so, actually, Ryan Fuster actually kind of turned me on to Steve-O, which I didn't even know Steve-O was like on YouTube big time. I didn't really go to YouTube. I just learned how to clean windows. I had no idea there was like a whole community.
Yep.
But whenever I started shopping with WCR and using Stevo, it was like a no brainer. I can text Stevo at any time. Hey, bro, when you get a second, put my order in. It's not like I got to go search for the tools and everything like that. So having the rep was super, and then having somebody with the knowledge like Stevo and Jersey, you know, y'all have that knowledge as well, but y'all do it different. And I really had to analyze it. I really had to be a customer. I really had to get in there and see why in the heck everybody is blasting WCR. But now I understand because I'm like, I'm blasting y'all now because y'all are awesome. So I tell everybody, like, y'all got to go to WCR. Now, there is sometimes that there's tools that y'all run out of and things like that. And if you got to go somewhere else, but I do my best. Sometimes I even tell Steve, man, I'll just wait on that to come in because I don't want to have to deal with it. I know shipping's going to be on point. Y'all always, you have somebody in there check, like, stamp where somebody had checked it and everything, that whole process. Like, and like I said, there was a huge investment. I'm sure you remember I made a huge investment on something that didn't turn out well, and y'all made it 100% right. Like, I'm still happy to this day with y'all helping me out on that situation that I was going through. And it was unfortunate, but it happens, you know, and it's good to know that the company that you're shopping with is going to take care of you. So kudos
Yeah,
to
we
y'all.
always just try to run everything through the filter of let's always just do what we know to be best for the customer, and everything else will work out. So, put the customer's best interests before ours, and it seems to work. A big part of it really is we are the only supply company that's run by window cleaners slash former window cleaners. So, we get what it's like to be in the field. You don't always have time to log in on your phone to an e-commerce system and place an order. It's nice to be able to text somebody that you work with regularly. We know you guys need stuff fast, so we put extra attention on getting every single order out every day, and just all those kind of little things that we learned from being there ourselves.
And it's greatly appreciated across the industry, I can say, because I see y'all more than anybody else. And like I said, I see why. I mean, y'all are awesome. Y'all are very personable too. Y'all have a great personality. Y'all, you know, like y'all have a very, very good reputation with everybody that I've talked to. I haven't heard anybody say anything bad. I mean, I see a couple of people commenting every now and then, but I think they're newer and they might have just had a weird experience, but it gets solved because I see you jumping in there and say, "Hey man, sorry that happened. Let me take care of it." Or I see your brother in there, or I see Jessica in there. Like I see people in there trying to make sure that hey, like we're trying to take care of it. Some people you just can't please everybody, especially when you're dealing with probably as many people as y'all are dealing with. You know, you're not going to catch everybody on their good day. You know, it's just not going to happen. But
Yeah.
like I said, across the board, man, across the whole industry, I can tell you that y'all are very much appreciated in everything y'all do.
Thank you.
So you are the owner of. Am I right on this? You're the owner of Zero Products, right?
Yep, that's basically our in-house brand for water-fed stuff.
Okay, that makes sense. So where did the name Zero come from?
So I guess probably back in like 2012, I had thought about making a pure water system, and I was trying to register the name Zero TDS. Like the machine would bring your water down to zero TDS, and I saw it was taken.
Ah,
So I just spelled it differently.
that's pretty cool. So what is the process in sourcing new products and creating new products?
Well, there's really two different or three different things. One is, we work with 200 plus vendors. Really though, only 5 to 10 of them are the big guys, like Edere, Unger, IPC, and they any new products they get will typically tell us well in advance so we can get an order in, start, the in-house photography and stuff like that. So that's like new products that come in from existing vendors. Uh, Other things are, we'll kind of watch input in pro window cleaning in our community. And if people are kind of like requesting a tool, maybe from another industry that may be valuable in the window cleaning industry, we'll just try to find it and buy it. And as for all the stuff we make, which is our big focus now, like poles, pure water systems, just all sorts of new products for window cleaners, we just listen to feedback, and we talk to a lot of window cleaners every day, probably well over 1,000 between our live chat system and our phones and the communities and Facebook groups and stuff like that. And we just try to look for needs, and then if we can build it, we'll build it. We have an in-house engineer that started a while ago with us packing orders. Actually, he was hired as an order packer, and 3 or 4 months into his career packing orders, he let slip that he was an engineer. I was like, whoa, 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 pump the brakes. Come on in here. Let's get you a computer, get you some CAD software, and we've been working together ever since. So Alex or I can spit out an idea to him, and he can whip up a model of it, spit it out of one of the 3D printers by day's end, and we'll sort of know if we're heading in the right direction.
That's pretty cool. That's a really good insight. I don't think I've ever heard that question being asked. So thank you, Sean, for asking that question. And that's pretty cool. So yeah, you work with a lot of people. I'm sure you work with Sorbo too. You got to work with Sorbo.
Yeah, yeah,
All
yeah.
right, cool.
Sorbo's awesome.
That was the only name I didn't hear in there. I was like, I know you work with Sorbo because I know Sorbo and he will call you. So
Yes, yes, he will.
that's the cool thing about Sorbo. I like if you have a problem with one of his products or something, man, he will give you a ring and kind of walk you through it.
So
He's great. So
we are
my
a daily text messaging program with Sorbo. Sorbo.
he's a really good communicator. I mean, that guy's in Sweden sometimes. He's like all over the place, and he's actually out here in California. He's not far from me. He won't tell me exactly where he's at because he don't want me to come to the location. He don't. He said we don't give that information out, but he is somewhere close, and we're gonna go catch lunch sometime because I talk to him on the phone all the time. He's a great guy. He's a really great guy because
He cares more about the intricacies of how his products are used more than anybody I've ever.
yeah.
Real particular about the
Yep.
details.
I send him videos just to mess with him sometimes so he can tell me I took 96 swipes instead of 20. So I always tell him, I like, man, my hope's in Christ, man. I ain't saying I'm going to be the best window cleaner. My hope is not to be the best window cleaner. I'm just out here working, man. I was like, but I do send him videos of me using it because I like the 36-inch too. And I mess with him sometimes because he is very precise and he will give you his exact opinion. You should have done it at 28 degrees. You should have done this at but it's cool because he gets the science of it because he's been doing it for so long. I mean, he sees the squeegee hitting the glass at a certain angle and doing the swipe. He can see all that, and so it's pretty cool to still have somebody in the industry like that. Because he's getting old too, man. And a lot of these, people don't realize, but the older people know so much that they won't tell you. And so when you can find somebody that's an older window cleaner that can give you some information, oh my gosh, it's like solid gold. But it's got to be the right person. It's got to come from the right person. So my next question would actually be: is there any advice for newer window cleaners out there that you could recommend?
For newer window cleaners, I would recommend when you start your business, think immediately about the day you're going to sell it. It's when you start something new, it's fresh and it's exciting, and you haven't figured it out yet. But as you start to build it up, you should really be building it to sell the entire time. Even if you never sell it, just building it to sell will ensure that your business is profitable, that it runs well, that it can function without you if you decide to have that type of business model.
That is great. That is great because I have thought that way of my business and never really even realized it. But when I started my business, I didn't want to do Joshua's window cleaning company, but for that very reason, I want to be able to sell it. And then I didn't want to have window cleaning in the name in case I wanted to create like an enterprise in case I wanted to branch them off. So it'd be like Positive Enterprises window cleaning, Positive Enterprise solar panel cleaner, whatever. I could get more specific over time. And that's helped me grow my business because I've had it in my mind, I need to be able to let go if I have to and start another thing. Because I even talked to my wife. I was like, I might actually sell this business and start Joshua the window cleaner and then just have that as a business. Go clean windows and tell people before I'm going, hey, I'm going to film, and get really nice, fancy houses and be like, hey, this is going to be on my YouTube. And then just kind of play around with the show and things like that. Because I'm just trying to make a living. And that right there provided jobs, Positive Enterprises have. And I love cleaning windows. And so it's going to be hard for me to try to find something else I like to do as much because I painted cars before this. And so it was like total different world. And I
Yeah.
find so much peace in cleaning the glass and just doing what I do. But the business part is very stressful. When you got employees and things like that, it gets really, really stressful. And so I've kind of structured it that way. I just got incorporated a little over a year ago. Um, and so I plan on probably doing that. And I've talked to my employees about that. Hey, I want y'all to be able to run this so you can keep your job, so on and so forth. And so literally I've been off for a month and a half because of my baby. And I've been able to do that because I train them to do that. And so, like you said, you will grow if you think like that. And also, speak that life into your employees as well and kind of let them know where you're going with it. That way, if you do ever have to part ways, they already knew, hey, be able to function without me because one day I might not be here. You know what I'm saying? So I always kind of project that picture too. So that's great advice. That's the greatest advice that you could probably tell a newer window cleaner in my mind now that I think about it, because that's something that I did and it helped me grow too. That
Yeah,
I never brought
don't
that up.
think that when they started, they start thinking about selling it when they're starting to get irritated with it.
Yep.
So like when I sold mine, pretty much the storefront part, even though we had 80 separate individual routes with thousands of accounts, it really only represented about 10% of the overall business. However, every single one of those storefront stops had a service agreement in place, ongoing, no expiration date. So these people had actually, committed to a window cleaner being there at X frequency per month. And even though it was only 10% of the overall business, I actually ended up getting more money when I sold for the smaller storefront portion because it was way more systemized, organized, and kind of locked down. Whereas with the residential, they got the website, they got the big client list, they got all the trucks, they got all the equipment, but still those ongoing contracts were more valuable.
That's interesting. That's one thing. Whenever I was trying to get a business loan, and so they were when I first started my business, I never did get one, but when I did, that was one thing they were telling me. If you don't have contracts in place, there's not much we can do. And so then I went to a business attorney and got contracts made, and that definitely helped a ton. But then I had to change everything again because of COVID. So we're still kind of working through all that with my lawyer and stuff. So because we kind of had to change how we word things, and we got to put that in there. Like we have my secretary sends out a COVID waiver, so you have to sign a waiver now saying about COVID and all that. It's ridiculous, but something that we have to do right now, especially in California, because I have a safety team, workers comp, all that, and so all that helps me to make sure that I can still rely on those things. So that contract stuff is super crucial. But all of the pizza places and restaurants that I had, I lost because of COVID. So my target has been more residential lately, but commercial's starting to come back. So now we're starting to have the commercial coming back, and we are now set up to we have the contracts ready for you to sign, but we don't have anybody on contract yet. So that's something that I'm actually still working on because of all the things that had happened the past couple of years. So I spent $2,500 on a contract that I can't even use now, and now we had to go back and redo it, but I got it done
Yeah,
for a lot cheaper.
seems like it's tough to do a window cleaning business in California these days. Hopefully it gets better for you.
Yeah, I hope so. But we're doing what we can. I have BBSI that helps me a ton. They keep up with all the laws and safety regulations and stuff through my HR. They do my HR, safety, payroll, all those things. That helps out a ton because they email me, hey, this is an update. I don't have to search for it all the time. They are trying to keep me in line because I have insurance under them too. So if something happens, it's on them. They're held liable as well because we're kind of partnering in that. So that has helped me a ton because I'm from the South. Like I just wanted to clean windows. I had no idea it was going to even be like this. Really and truly, like I was just doing window cleaning temporary and ended up loving it, and the community loved me and supported me. So my business just kind of took off. But man, it's not an easy thing, especially when you're trying to grow it through all this weird stuff that's going on. But there is something that you can do if you just keep your head on right and not focus on the negative stuff. Just try to think about what you can do. That's what I always try to look at, what you can do. But yeah, that's great information for a newer window cleaner. So my next question is, any advice for an older window cleaner out there?
Oh man, probably the same advice if they haven't thought about selling it. You know, think about that. For an older window cleaner, it's just so much different. Like what's going to be their transition out plan? Uh, yeah, it's just get a helper if you don't have one. That would be advice. Yeah. I know we talk to so many window cleaners, and these guys that are in their 40s and 50s, their knees are destroyed from climbing ladders all day. It's tough on the body, man. Like you can pretty much only do this for about 15 years before your elbow gets crazy. It's take care of your body. take care of your body would be my number one piece of advice for the older window cleaners, I think.
That's good advice. I'm like right in the middle, so I need to. I've been trying to take care of myself just because of all the crap that's going on. I have a baby and stuff, but man, no, that's so true. Like what you eat is it goes through you, and how you stretch, things like that. I've heard actually a couple other window cleaners out there putting it on their YouTube recently that hey, like these are the stretches that I do, and this is a good diet that you can try and things like that. But yeah, no, it takes a toll on your body. I know I've had a lot of back problems and stuff, and I got those glasses that look up. I got rock climbing glasses, and I started telling everybody about that. I was like, y'all got to get rock climbing glasses because this was the best thing. And then at 50 feet, it actually, I guess it magnifies it a little bit, so you can actually see the window a little bit better and not have to, look up and then you're holding that big huge pole. So
Yeah, that's great. The belay glasses.
yeah.
I mean, people I think feel a little silly wearing them, but man, what you save on your neck,
Yeah.
you're not doing that all day. Oh, it's so worth it.
I always use those things that you might feel insecure about to like. I got this, like I'll show my customers like, check this out. I can look up there and not look. You know what I mean? Like that way, when they see me looking stupid, they at least understand why I look stupid. But yeah, I always try to let them know, hey, I got this new, tool. I'm gonna be trying this out. And even when I started with the water fed pole, man, I was super sketched out about trying water fed pole because I'd heard so many negatives and so many positives about it. But once you figure out a technique, it's really, really easy. And I would say it's not good for every single job, but I would say that a lot of my jobs, especially like maintenance jobs, commercial jobs, it's so much quicker, and to me, it's safer.
Yeah.
And I don't have to worry about detail in the window. I don't have to worry about squeegee marks or anything like that. Especially when you're going up 50 feet and you got a mop and a squeegee, like you really need to just go up there with a ladder. You know what I mean? Like, and then how are you going to do that? So.
Yeah.
Water fed pole to me is working from the ground. I was able to tell my insurance that we're using the water fed pole. It saves a ton on our safety stuff, but we still have to get on roofs. So there's still that in our insurance that I can't really get away from because we do solar panels too. But yeah,
Just the number one thing with the poles is it's just not going to work on every job. You just have to know where you can and where you can't use it, and you'll get
yep,
a good technique with it, and it'll 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 work out and pay for itself
yep.
eventually.
It just takes time. It's just like anything else. You got to learn it. I always recommend people start out with traditional first. If they're just getting started, I tell people unless you got money to just blow, and then you got plenty of time that you can play. Hey, if you got the money, go for it. Go buy everything. But if you
Yep.
don't, start with traditional. See if you like it. Make sure if you can see, because sometimes people think they can see very good and they can't see, and then their customers like there's smears all over the window and you don't see them. So make sure that it's something that you want to do because it is a trade and it is a skill. It is window cleaning. Don't get me wrong. It's not like rocket science or something, but it does take a skill and somebody that actually cares about what they're doing and a detailed person, in my opinion. But yeah, so that's great advice from a living legend in window cleaning. And thank you so much for your time, man. I have one more question, but before we do that, let's go ahead and do the window cleaning resource giveaway prize. So here we go. All right, congratulations, whoever you are out there. You have won the Tucker's Boar Hair Bristle Brush. This is my favorite brush. I have used this for I think about 3 years now, and I'd say this is probably my favorite brush. Scrubs bugs off really good. Perfect for maintenance jobs. It's just really good. The only thing it does is when you first buy it, it'll start falling apart a little bit, but just give it time, and it won't do that anymore. And it makes the bristles shorter over time. I did learn that too, and you'll have to get another one. But the pencil jets on here are phenomenal. You can get a rinse bar for it, but I wouldn't recommend it if you're going up like 50 feet. I would still use the pencil jets on here. But yeah, congratulations, whoever you are out there. This is a great tool. I hope you have a pole for it, and if you don't, get you a zero pole. You know what I'm saying? Get that destroyer. You definitely want to get the destroyer. And if you don't know what that is, go back to my YouTube, look at playlist, and go to my tool reviews. You can see my tool review on it. I might even have a tool review on this. I don't know. I have like 180 videos, so I can't remember if I did a tool review on this, but this might be on my list if I did not, because I highly recommend this. But yeah, so congratulations, whoever you are. Chris, what are we going to do? The second one again? Third one?
No, the first one.
First one. So we'll see who it is. Tyler Smith is normally the first one, but the last couple weeks people have been getting him. So we'll see if Tyler wins that. He's been the champ so far. I actually had him on the 40th show. But yeah, so congratulations to the winners tonight. Please email me at joshuathewindowcleaner@gmail.com. Tell me what tool you won and give me your address right below that, and then I will send out your tool next week. So, Chris, is there anything else that you would like to add? I really appreciate all the time that you spent here.
Oh, no worries at all. No, check out windowcleaner.com /resources. Over the winter, we have a ton of free stuff for window cleaners during this little downtime to assist you in growing your business and coming up with new marketing ideas and plans for the new year. It's all free. It's one of the main tabs in our store. And yeah, we have a ton of free stuff for you there to play with.
Yeah, and y'all are awesome again. I appreciate y'all support me. You were actually the person that I asked if y'all wanted to bring some tools on to the show. It was a long stretch for me. I didn't know if y'all were going to do it or not. And then whenever y'all said yes and sent me all the tools, I am forever grateful. I know all the window cleaners out there that have won all the tools, and all the people that I see on the show each week. They really appreciate it. And I know that Sean is like, yes, I finally got a chance to hear Chris's story because he really likes you a lot, and he said good things about you. So
Thank you, Sean.
So it's all good. So, all right, so that's it for tonight. Again, thank you so much, Chris. I really appreciate your time. We did really, really good. We did it like in 33 minutes. We talked about all this in 33 minutes. So, but yeah, so there won't be no live show after this. I know somebody had asked me that last time. I'm not doing live until I get 1,000 subscribers because I've had so many issues with YouTube, and I don't like fighting that. So I just pre-record the show so you have it every Friday night. But yeah, so just bear with me on that. Once we get to 1,000, I'm almost at like 800. I might even be over 800 by the time the show airs, but I'm almost at 800, so we only need a couple more hundred. I get those subscribers, I can start going live because then I can get 24/7 help from YouTube. That's just how it works because I already messaged YouTube, been trying to get help, and that's what they're saying. We can't really help you until you get 1,000 subscribers, which makes no sense, but whatever. Yeah, I know, right? And there's a few other people I know on here that were trying to start a YouTube and we're having the same trouble. So it's not me. I promise I'm doing everything I can, but I cannot make somebody help me. So unless I get 1,000 subscribers, apparently, I don't know. But yeah, so
subscribers.
Yeah. So if you haven't subscribed, which I'm sure most of y'all have already subscribed, then make sure to hit that subscribe button because you can win on here each week too, and you also can get some good content. It's just my advice, you can get some good content from my channel. So thank y'all all so much for joining us, and I hope y'all have a blessed week, blessed weekend, and we'll see y'all next week on giveaway night. Chris, you want to close us out? Anything else?
No, thanks for having me, and have a great weekend, everybody.
All right, y'all have a blessed weekend. Peace out.